Hey, what's up, guys? Back from the deck profile here. Now, a lot of you have been asking me about Pendulum Magicians. That deck took some time to kind of figure out. I'm not playing it like the standard Pendulum Magician because I'm not just going to profile some standard, like the regular, list that people play. So I did a lot of testing with this list, and I found out that I like the Darkwurm engine a lot. That was like my favorite engine back when I did play Pendulums exclusively. But there's some kind of crazy stuff in here. I'm going to show you a little bit of tips and tricks with it and stuff, and I have some honorable mentions too. So, without further ado, fucking pen best deck, let's go. And monkey board just. Monkey board isn't really even needed a lot of the time. It's just very good if you're going second. You have to play through multiple things. All right, let's get right on into it. So, obviously, one monkey board. This card's just fucking gross, along with the 3 Skull Crobat. This is like my favorite thing. So there's a weird way that I not made this deck Nibiru proof, but there's like a certain combo line you can do. I actually placed some dragon cards in here since I'm playing Darkwurm, because the Beyond the Pendulum just needs one pendulum and one effect monster. Just one, you know what I mean. It doesn't need 2 pendulums like Electromite did. So there's that. And then for the Magician lineup. 3 Harmonizing, 3 Double Iris, 3 Oath. Oath is just very insane. Like, obviously, like this card. This is like one of my favorite cards, obviously, with Baron and stuff. Also, if you're playing against like rogue stuff, like a couple times I played against randomly play against like fucking Altergeist or something like ridiculous where they have a bunch of back row, even Eldritch. A lot of the time you just want to pen some in your whole hand, and if they have there can only be one that's like your nib, but even if you go through the combo, they still have it, that happens, so. But there's a couple things that I changed to make that a little bit better. So, obviously, 3 Wisdom Eye. This card's insane. And then that's it for the Magicians. And then I'm playing the Revolution. This card's just, I fucking love this card. So obviously, it's a light dragon. Discard it from hand, pay 500, add 1 Pendulum dragon type, level 8 or lower. So. You can obviously imagine I'm playing the Darkwurm, and I am still playing the Gate 0. I think Gate 0 is just very good. Just gives you the extra card because I am playing like Chaos Space in here and stuff. Stuff that you want to, you would need a discard for. So pen call, etc. But obviously you want to pen call Darkwurm. Oh. And then the last Pendulum Dragon is the Luster. A couple times I would have like this discard with something, maybe not pen call, whatever, but. You would use the Revolution to add this to hand for this to be your normal summon if you don't have Joker, and then you can still do the play that I want to do, which I'll kind of explain it. So, obviously 3 Chrono, 1 Time Gazer. All of this is just very good extenders. Obviously Astrograph also is just so, and then 2 the Celestial Magician. This card's just fucking gross. Like when you pen summon it to like the end phase effect to add a pendulum like Skarm, essentially, or if you control whatever, it's to lock them out of like nibbing you. This card's just very important, but it's a 2 of now since you have fucking monkey board and 3 Skull Crobat Joker. And then I'm playing the one. Sorry, there's more Magicians. 1 Purple Poison. I really like this card. I'm gonna explain this card a little bit more, and obviously I'm still playing this card because obviously mine's in the format. Hey, you'd win YCS. Whoa. I just really like this card for utility. Plus, also it discards Darkwurm if you're going second, so it's just it's just very good. And then the Astrograph. So obviously, Astrograph is just nuts. And the standard pendulum plays where you want to end on the Appaloosa. It's the Appaloosa up top with the Hacklefibrax with the Scythe set, with sometimes Dagdo or something else, and Savage. So I ended up playing this engine. You guys know I love Dragon Link. I'm actually playing these. So just 1/1/1 because I'm playing. Well, you see the spell lineup, but I found that in the combo, if you open Darkwurm Nocto, that's like your play right there. And then if you can get to the normal summon Joker, normal summon another Pendulum, that becomes the Celestial. Or I'm sorry, the Beyond the Pendulum after that, and you get to draw one when you make the stuff, because you're going to make Striker first, and then you can make the Romulus, and then the normal summon will be the Pendulum Monster, and then you can make the Romulus and the Pendulum Monster into Beyond the Pendulum. So you'll still have Striker Dragon and Dragon Ravine, which accesses this line. Pay it back down here, babe. So this will be the follow-up. If you do get nibbed, you'll still end on Savage because you'll have this in hand with a boot sector after you do the combo that I play. So, and obviously this summons if you summon Darkwurm from graveyard. So this is kind of important. Also, one thing that's kind of cool is it's affecting graveyard if they target a one of your set cards like the pen graph. You can just banish this and then they can't like cyclone it or something. So, and then I'm playing Destrudo still, and I'm also playing the black and the white. I am playing the Chaos Space in here. I just thought the Chaos Space was just very good for like the extender play because I like to go through to get the boot sector and then the Ravine before I go into Beyond the Pendulum. And then even then, if you don't do it that way, you're usually going to Striker Dragon first to add the boot sector, and then you can make the Beyond the Pendulum after you scale, pen summon, do all that. And then sometimes your board will be, you know, like Darkwurm and something else, or like you'll draw these after you pen summoned, and then extend into the Romulus, which then gets you into the Dagda, which then gets you into the, you know, Needle Fiber too. So all this was very good. It just kind of took some nice consistency, going second or first. Like it's a very nuts engine in my opinion. Also the purple poison too, you can pop it with Striker. It'll pop a card. Just wanted to mention that. And then obviously the Scythe, and I'm only playing one Tuning Magician. I was playing two, like Triff suggested. You know, shout out my boy Triff. And it just never really came up because my main focal point of the deck is obviously the Dragon engine first, and then the Beyond the Pendulum, because you're still going to pen summon and do all the Magician plays and stuff. But I like to have the backup boot sector Dragon Ravine if you can get to that first before playing. And then I'm playing the one Ravine, just one Ravine in this list, the one boot sector and the one Foolish Burial. This is my only one-up spells. These are all just very good. So obviously I'm playing 60 cards, so you can draw the one-ups a whole lot. And then 3 Pen Call, 3 Duelist Alliance. Like I said, I am playing the 3 Chaos Space for the baby Chaos Dragons. These also the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon makes the baby Chaos Dragon just a whole lot better because it's obviously a light in graveyard already. Because sometimes you'll be like, discard to add the Darkwurm, pay the 500, add the Darkwurm, then you'll Chaos Space it away for the light one, bring back the Darkwurm, and then you'll make the Striker Dragon, then normal summon, do all that, and then you'll have a Darkwurm graveyard to extend after you Pendulum summon, after you make the Beyond the Pendulum, and then go into the Romulus, which then gets you the Dragon Ravine, and then you can boot sector after you make the Scythe, all that stuff. In case you get nibbed while you're doing that, you still end on at least Savage. And then 3 Dragon Shrine. This card's just unanimously just ridiculous because I play Darkwurm and all the other stuff. So on the last card is the Time Pen Graph, obviously. So I would highly suggest to test this list. This list has been amazing for me. I will be doing another Pendulum list. If you guys want to see pure Magicians, I can do it. It's usually just pretty cookie cutter. I don't think there's like anything like really breaks the deck. It's just you just play different ratios or stuff. I also want to do an Odd Eyes Pendulum list. So obviously one that Beyond the Pendulum, this card's just absolutely ridiculous. The one thing that's cool about this too is when you pen summon 2 different cards, 2 different levels to its arrows, when it pops 2 cards on the field, very good for going in second. And sometimes you can go first and even pop like your own scales or whatever if you need to. Obviously, you usually have a pen call up. And then for the link ones, just the Striker and the Magistus link one. This is for the Tuning Magician. So, and then for the link 2s, the Needle Fiber, the Dagda, and the Romulus. Like I explained with this, sometimes you can go into this first if your hand's really good, or if you open Nocto, just Nocto Darkwurm gets you into the boot sector, into the Romulus, and then you could like normal summon Joker or something like that. And then you can go into Beyond the Pendulum after that. So I just want to have a follow-up in case I got nibbed. So like even if you get nibbed on the follow-up, you can still do the boot sector to summon the Tracer, and then summon the Recharger, and then still on Savage at least. And then obviously the old girl, that's the only link 3. This card's just obviously very nuts. The fact that it only needs 1 spellcaster is just. And then the link 4s, obviously the Appaloosa and the access code. So still very insane. And then for the synchros, this is the standard lineup: the Wonder Magician, the Savage. Shout out my boy Cody for letting me use his Baron de Fleur. Card's just very nuts. Also, a lot of the time too, you can make this. After you pen summon instead of doing it on your opponent's turn, which is actually kind of nice, but it's always different lines of play. And And then for the Exceeds, the Tornado, the Bagooska, and the Time Star. Bagooska is just really insane this format. Tornado is obviously for if you draw Scythe or you want to pop the what's his name to get the time pentagraph. And then the Time Star. One thing that was kind of cool too when I was playing a little bit with the dragon stuff is if you make Time Star with 2 of the level 4 Dark Magicians, if you make that and then search, you can link this off, and then since he had 2 materials and then himself, that's automatically 3 Darks in graveyard, so you could play Leveneer theoretically, because I play Chaos Space. I didn't have room for it, and I'll probably follow that with another thing, another list with probably the Odd Eye stuff. I'm also not playing Zeus. I just didn't feel like Zeus was needed. I don't know if that's just me or not. I feel like at that point it's like either Bagooska carries the game away, or you lost, or you already won. So I didn't really feel like Zeus. So and then a couple things I wanted to show with you guys. This engine was very cool. This is actually what I cut. I was playing these. I was playing the Allure, the CED, and the Dragon Caller. Obviously, this turns anything into a dragon, so you can make that combo that I say. But like the main low scale you want in the deck is obviously, you know, Oath. Also the Darkwurm. People forget that it's kind of like a monkey board too. It just puts the zeros in the other scale, but you can only pen some in darks that turn, which a lot of the time you just play darks anyways, which would basically be dark level 4 lowers. But like I said, this is what I cut. You can come back down here, maybe. This is what I cut for the 3 Chaos Space and the 2 baby Chaos Dragons. It just was a lot nicer. I just really like the synergy with like the Revolution can discard pay 5, add this after you lure like a Nocto away or something, and then scale this, pop it, add back the Nocto, and then you can still summon this out from your extra deck after you do the combo, because you'll have a light and dark and graveyard with the Revolution and the Striker Dragon that you do link off. So that was something that I did want to note. I thought was very good. And then obviously these cards, I'm just going to show these. I wasn't doing a whole lot with these. Obviously I'm playing Darkwurm, so Curtain Raiser conflicts. I felt like the Sorcerer wasn't needed right now in the deck currently. And then these ones, I'm obviously playing 2 of this already, so I wouldn't play 3. This card never really came up, but sometimes you do need it in certain lists. And I just really like the Yangshi for the Zeus negate or something like that. I just, you know, go in second. So another Purple Poison. And the Black Fangs, I actually was playing Black Fang, and I thought it would be really good, like once you discard like a dark spellcaster off of Chaos Space or off the Ravine or something, and then like you can pop this and then bring it back. It just never came up, so I cut it for the other cards because I wanted to play Purple Poison at one of them for sure. And then also the Odd Eyes Revolution also searches Sloth. I did want to point that out, and obviously you can pin some of this and whatnot. So and the other tunings if you wanted to. I'm not playing Star Pengraph. This card never really came up, to be honest. You can play another Time Pengraph. I also was actually maining Red Reboot. I was that afraid of fucking you know, either the trap going second lineup or just the one fucking imperm on the Beyond the Pendulum, but it just never really came up, so I cut it. Obviously inside it. And then this stuff too. Draco Face Off. I wish Draco Face Off was at 3. Obviously that card's just way too strong. So, but I did want to note this because it plays into the dragon portion of what I'm playing. And then obviously some of the stuff that I was testing that just never really came up. This card's actually very good. You can make this with Harmonizing into 7. So obviously the dark. These 2, I really wanted to play these. It just never really came up, and because obviously Scythe is better than this. And then the last one was the Draco Slayer. So I really like this card because you can actually make, obviously, Pen Summoning Harmonizing obviously makes the full board that you want with Dagda and Hulk anyways into the Baron and Scythe block. But I just like this card as a way to summon out the Luster Pendulum, and then you can make the Striker, and then you can make the Romulus, because you know what I mean. So it's 2 monsters. Yeah, guys. I hope you enjoyed that list. I know that was a lot to take in, but let me know down in the comments if you want to see something else, or what kind of pendulum list you want to see. I will be doing Odd Eyes at some point. It'll probably be a weird Odd Eyes list though, but we'll see. It'll probably be, you know, whatever. So, but I think you guys will enjoy it. So let me know, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.